There's one stealthy, often overlooked problem or obstacle that might just be getting in the way of you manifesting real, lasting, loving relationships. And it is not the lack of options or bad timing. It's something far more personal and pervasive, which most people out there are not telling you. Most people are not recognizing it in themselves either. So a deep-seated case of mistaken identity. That's the problem. You see yourself as a separate self or ego self, which is really just a bunch of thoughts, beliefs, and past experiences. And not many coaches share that with you. So from the get-go, we're schooled and seeing ourselves as individual actors on the stage of life. Each of us separate, navigating our own unique paths. We strive, we struggle, we seek to improve and conquer personal challenges. I've been there several times, just like you, all under the banner of this mistaken identity. But here's a thought. What if this belief in our separateness and the separateness from everyone and everything around us is just a mirage? What if the very idea that underlines our identity as distinct beings is not as solid as it appears? This ingrained illusion of separateness is the core issue behind why so many of us kind of dance around, stumble, fall in our quest for a meaningful relationship. So it's like being an actor so absorbed in your role that you forget that it's just a script. So you affirm your desire for love, commit to positive thinking about relationships, or even script out your ideal romantic scenarios with a specific person, not realizing that all these efforts are targeted at a persona, a version of you that you've mistakenly assumed to be your true self. In this misdirected play, every affirmation or visualization becomes just another line delivered on stage, reinforcing a character that is not really you. So this misunderstanding, it diverts your energies into sustaining an identity that is fundamentally not your deepest truth. And that's a problem. So I am Dr. Anilareddy. For a taste of unity with your desires, explore my Weightless Experience. For a seamless connection to wealth, dive into More Than Enough. I've linked them in my description box below. For personalized one-on-one coaching, drop me a line at hello@anilareddy.com. So think about why you use affirmations in your pursuit of a specific person. Often these affirmations are employed as a bridge, as a way to sort of bridge a gap between your current relationship status and the one you earnestly desire. However, this very gap originates from a pervasive, albeit mistaken, belief that you are inherently lacking or incomplete. Each time you affirm from a place filled with the sense of deficiency, you are not closing that gap. You are reinforcing the very notion of separation you hope to overcome. So let's just dig deeper into this, especially if you find yourself constantly wrestling with self-doubt, suspecting that things might not be aligning in your favor, or you're just frustrated, anxious, agonizing over the fear that your romantic aspirations might never materialize. So if you're frequently upset, annoyed, or hurt, if you're exasperated by the seeming uselessness of your efforts, understand that this is not a random pattern. It's not a matter of you lacking discipline or willpower, nor is it just a reaction to the unpredictability of life. The issue cuts much deeper than just fearing those intrusive, worrisome thoughts that disrupt your inner peace. Or it's more than just, constantly pushing down feelings because they're too intense to confront head on. It is about understanding the fundamental misconceptions that fuel these feelings and thoughts. So when you affirm your connection with someone, I don't care who it is, maybe it's Bob from Bob's Burgers, from a place of lack, believing deep down that you need this relationship to feel complete. You are not just striving to bridge a gap, you are unwittingly emphasizing your separation from it. It's like you're acknowledging that there's a void only this person can fill. This mindset not only hampers your ability to manifest that relationship authentically, but also keeps you locked in a cycle of neediness and dependency. It ain't fun. It's not. Which is far from the empowering connection you truly seek. So when you affirm a connection out of neediness, and I've done that so many times, thinking that you are incomplete without someone, you're only hurting yourself because you keep exiting your desired state. So it is not about bridging a gap, it's about highlighting the separation you're trying to fix. It's like admitting there's a void only this person can fill. This approach distorts your view from the start, turning a strong connection that is always already there into a crutch. Something that you cling to out of desperation, not desire. Remember, desire is not desperate. This mindset weakens your independence and distorts your intentions. Naturally, it drives people away with the weight of your needs instead of drawing them in with mutual joy and fulfillment. And this sense of lack creates a cycle of dependency and neediness, which is the opposite of a healthy relationship. So every interaction now, it's filtered through this lens of need, placing unfair pressure on the other person. It's just not fair. It prevents a genuine connection from being manifested. Your affirmations reinforce what you lack from this place, not what is possible, trapping you in endless longing and dissatisfaction. So if your affirmations are rooted in a sense of lack, they will most likely 99% of the time deepen your feelings of separation rather than giving you that fulfilling relationship you want. So break the cycle, reshape your affirmations to celebrate an existing state of recognizing your abundance and connection, not to fill a perceived need. So if you find yourself fixated on outcomes, feeling desperate or battling a nervous system in disarray, do not dismiss these as personal failings or bad habits. These are neon signs, okay? Blaring and undeniable. That something deeper is at play. And that is a case of mistaken identity. Just a mistaken identity. So when you identify with your separate self, which is a bundle of thoughts, beliefs, feelings, you establish a fabricated sense of a separate self or ego. This self, often labeled as the ego, is the source of your feelings of inadequacy and lack. It gives rise to all lack-based states, not your desired states. So here is how this manifests. You're constantly checking for signs that things are moving in your favor. It's as if you're waiting for a green light, oblivious to the fact that the red light is being controlled by your own self-doubt. You cling to limiting beliefs like a security blanket. These beliefs keep you trapped in a cycle of neediness and fear. Almost like a child refusing to let go of a teddy bear that no longer comforts. You believe there is a shadow self to confront and tirelessly work to integrate every fragment of your being. You're on a never-ending quest to fix what you think is broken, when in reality, this search only reinforces the illusion of separation. Your thoughts, they gravitate towards, disempowering narratives, struggling with a wounded inner child or unresolved past traumas. It's as though you are stuck replaying a broken record, unable to move past the old tunes that keep you from dancing freely. You wrestle with a poor self-concept, swinging between a lack mindset and fractured aspects of your feminine or masculine energies. You're caught up in a seesaw of self-worth, never finding balance or peace. You attempt to impress your subconscious mind with techniques, the right way to affirm, subliminals, visualizations, all of which feel hollow because they don't really resonate with your deeper self. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. No matter how hard you try, it never quite fits. It just doesn't. Or you struggle to maintain a desired state, mistakenly believing that you need to keep this state to succeed. But we'll cover why this is a huge mistake in another discussion. It's as if you're trying to keep a house of cards from falling, never realizing that the foundation is shaky. Or you feel like you fail to love yourself unconditionally or affirm your worth accurately. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes. No matter how much you pour in, it never stays full. Moreover, when you're coming from this separate self, this ego self, you get entangled in the old disempowering story of your life, disrupting the middle of your manifesting process, or failing to trust the flow. You're stuck in a rerun, unable to switch channels to your new episode of your life's unfolding. All these issues are magnified by deeper insecurities, coloring your relationships, health, wealth, traveling, whatever you want to call it. It ruins all these things. These symptoms, they're of a deeper misidentification with a sense of separateness that distorts how you relate to the world, particularly in manifesting a relationship with someone specific. That's where we get the hang up. Or the right amount of dollars. You can check out my More Than Enough course in the bio for that. So you're constantly experiencing, the symptoms include constant anxiety, insufficiency, the relentless pursuit of something more. We think these are the symptoms, this is the cause, but this is not the root issue. They're more like just the symptoms of a deeper problem. Being shown through every aspect of your life due to a fundamental misconception about who you really are. You've identified yourself as a separate, limited persona. What we all call, or often call, the ego or the separate self, or a state of lack. In reality, you're something much more simple, interconnected, and inherently whole. Now, this observation is not meant to criticize or undermine the struggles, all the inner work you've done, or the struggles and the challenges you've encountered, or the efforts you've put into overcoming them. You're perfect wherever you are right now. Nor is it a dismissal of the various personal developmental tools like shadow work, inner child healing, plant medicine, energy clearing, breath work, or traditional meditations. Each of these practices has its value and its place. Rather, this is about recognizing that while these tools and methods can provide support and some relief, they might also inadvertently reinforce the very illusion they aim to dissolve, which is the notion of your separate self. When used without this core understanding, they might help manage symptoms without addressing the underlying error in how you perceive your true self. So what I'm talking about instead is taking the straight route, the direct path to understanding your true self, which goes by many names: love, consciousness, awareness, isness, I am, silence, freedom, whatever. So this is also the direct way to consciously manifest what you truly desire, all from a place of resting in who you really are. So if you want to manifest a specific person or a specific amount of money, forget complex tactics. Let's cut straight to it. Understanding your true self, what we call love, consciousness, or awareness, is key. Now, this is not just about theory. This is not theory, okay? It's about making real connections from a place of your true nature, which is awareness. Your true nature is not a separate entity. It's not a feeling. It's boundless, formless, pure awareness, or pure isness. It can't even really be labeled. Realizing this changes everything. You stop chasing love because you see that love, like everything else, is who you are. It's this infinite presence that you are. So here's the twist: the separation you feel from others, that gap you think you need to bridge with affirmations or visualizations, that gap is an illusion. The ego, with all its desires and fears, is not you. Recognize this and you stop seeing it as a barrier to love. When you get this, manifesting changes. You align, or you rest or recognize yourself as your true self, which is love, abundance. Naturally, abundance, well-being, whatever you truly want flows naturally. They are not achievements, but expressions of your inherent nature. This shift from striving to being, from seeking to realizing, transforms your approach to life and your relationships. You find that everything you've been looking for is already within you, waiting for your acknowledgement. Stay tuned for more videos. We'll explore how to break through the illusion of the separate self and manifest from a place of completeness. This isn't just about getting what you want. You will get what you want, but it is primarily about recognizing what you already have or what you already are and living from there.